So, what can one say about Margie? One could make a whole movie about Margie. Margie Taylor Benson, her full name, Margaret Taylor Benson, as you know, started here in 1979.
Yeah, she was my neighbor.
Really?
And she saw the sea rescue vehicle once and said, I want to get involved in that.
You know, she learned to drive. Her family owned a plantation in Durban, KZN now. And when her brothers and her father used to go off into the plantation, sugar plantation, she had to drive their lunch out there every day. And she was shown a Woolies Jeep and how the clutch, brake and accelerator worked and the gears. She said, get on with it. She still drives like that today, or did then.
Margie would come out straight with what needed to be said. She was just
a spade a shovel.
Yeah, and she was very much like that. She joined our crew, Charlie Crew. And she was on Charlie Crew, and she used to make us breakfast every time. Do you remember the breakfast?
Well, I was at Rescue 2 then.
Yeah.
And I used to bring Rescue 2 around on Sundays just to come and beg for breakfast. Because nobody made it for us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, her famous omelets, if I remember correctly.
That's it.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman. She called a spade a shovel, as I said earlier. And she also had what was called the famous kitchen talk, where young women, and this was a station that also again broke all the boundaries around crew, when young women joined the station, she used to take them into the kitchen and say to them, if you're here to find a partner, leave now. If you're here to become a sea rescue crewman, welcome. Those were the basic rules of Margie.
Yeah, no, we always loved hearing her voice on the radio, and very organized controller, and really had the experience.
Probably set the standard for how controllers, because in those days, very few stations actually had controllers. Again, Outbay started a very, very well-designed controller policy, which was founded on at least the controllers in those days having a proper radio license and a navigation ticket, so that they knew what they were talking about and could help people at sea. Margie was probably one of, I think head office used to fear her, as did those stations that didn't understand how she worked. But she had a big heart. She looked after everybody on the station as if they were her children, which is why she got the name Mom.
Yeah.
And Mom she is to all of us, and in many cases became more than just Mom. My parents died some time ago, and my young daughter was absolutely in a terrible state one day, because when she was at the pre-primary school in Camps Bay, they had what was called a grandparents' day, and she didn't have grandparents. And she cried about it all night the night before. And I mentioned it to Margie at the time. And she went to school, and there were all the other little children with their grandparents, and Dee had nothing. And as they were about to start the grandparents sort of event, if you like, in walks Margie. She's Dee's grandmother for the day. So, amazing woman.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
Oh, you will. And it's a good thing that she goes out on a Charlie crew boat, because that's exactly where she was.
Yeah.
First sea rescue female, first sea rescue controller.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing woman.
Fantastic.
And mother to us all.